Hello, everybody, and welcome in to the Blount County Coaches Corner as we go around Blount County talking to different coaches from all of our schools throughout our county. And today, our stop is right here in downtown Blountsville as we have the head coach of the J.B. Pennington Tigers, Coach Jordan Cantrell. Coach, welcome to the show, first of all, and this is your second year now at Blountsville at J.B. Pennington, and I would imagine in the second year, you feel a little bit more comfortable. You know the kid's name because you got a late start.
Yeah, we came in probably, right in early July. Well, June 28th, I think it was last year. So hit the ground running fast, and had to get to know the kids and coaches quick. And before you knew it, we were playing our first game and then our last game against Weaver. So went 6-4 last year, and winning season, but still disappointing in some ways. You always want to go to the playoffs. You want to host a playoff game. So those things didn't happen for us. Kind of a wild region, but, we're settling in year two. We said goodbye to some other players, and now we're saying hello to some that are going to have to step up.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the summer program. Some of the things you guys done this summer in preparation to get ready for this season.
Yeah, our main focus as a school, we've put in a new weight room that is, huge. It's probably the biggest in 3A. And that's been our main focus of strength conditioning. And we've done that with our girls, our guys, not just football, but we want it for our entire school. And we established that around, we moved over to the new weight room around Christmas time, and then have continued. And summer workouts, guys have been working out at 6 a.m. Girls worked out at 8:30. So had a really good attendance, near 70 guys, near 45 girls. So football wise, well attended summer, not many missing at all. And those that have missed, they were vacation days that, we allotted them. So nobody really skipping, and so we got a good group, coming in. Don't know how many games we'll win, but I know we got a good group.
Well, and the thing, I've always thought J.B. Pennington's always had great kids. This is a great community. Blountsville's a wonderful town, and I love coming in, seeing the flowers up down the sidewalks. Those are nice, but there's a lot of pride in this community, and they've had a lot of tradition here. And they've won a lot of football games over the years, and you've got some great kids, I know, right now. Let's talk about some of those kids. You got a lot of kids that played last year. I know your quarterback is returning. You got a lot of other kids. Talk about who the kids on this year's team that's coming back just really stepped up as leaders.
We're really not going to have one-way players. We're going to have two-way players, and nobody's going to be really a specialist.
That's right.
They're not going to specialize in one position either. They're going to be kind of moving around to fit the pieces of the puzzle that we need that night. So, Connor Timmerman has had a lot of playing time under his belt. He's been a leader here before I got here. He'll have to continue. Aiden McAlpin, another one that's going to have a bigger role offensively and defensively for us. Colton Walston, who's coming off a little knee surgery, but he'll be back for the first game against Susan Moore. He's going to be a weapon for us offensively and defensively. Caden Cantrell, Eli Butler are going to have bigger roles offensively for us. So Jace Putman playing quick guard for us. This will be a big year for him. So there's so many to name, or that are going to have to step up. You can't name them all, but those are some that are really going to have to step up for us.
Well,
Juan Lopez, he's going to be playing fullback for us. He's moving from the O-line to the backfield. So he'll be a fullback, and he'll be an outside backer for us. So.
Well, and I enjoyed watching you play last year. I won the Classic game last year, and I remember one of the games that I thought your quarterback had one of the fantastic games, and he's a great young man. And him being a senior, I'm sure it's always good to have senior leadership, especially when you got the quarterback in that position. And then you also got some young guys, and then your son, Jordan, was the defensive player of the year in Blount County last year. And so he's coming back. So you got a lot of good pieces. Who are some kids maybe that didn't play last year that you feel like this year that people might hear their name a little bit more?
Well, there's not really any that didn't play last year that I can remember, that are going to have to step up for us. We have a freshman coming in, Gibson Posey, and he's going to be playing on Monday night and Friday night. So he's going to have to do some business for us on Friday night and spell some guys offensively, defensively, and special teams. So he's one. He's still a junior, I got, but he's going to be a varsity guy too with us.
Well, and the thing that's everywhere we've been is we cannot afford injury.
Yeah.
Everybody's got, you have kids have to play both ways. There's not a lot of this one-way stuff, and that's going to be a key for everybody, it sounds like. Well, when we look at your schedule, you're in I think, one of the toughest regions in Alabama. I think in Class 3A, you got Piedmont, Parental Power. They've had state championships. They won the region last year. You've got Westbrook Christian. I know everybody's touting them two as the leaders in this region. And then you got Locust Fork hosted a playoff game last year. You had Weaver that made it to the playoffs. You had Ohatchee that made it to the playoffs. You got a lot of these teams that have great tradition. Several of them won state championships, and then on top of that, then you got to play some other county teams. You play Susan Moore. I think you play Cleveland and the county. So you got a lot of games that you got that are going to be difficult.
Yep.
Talk about your schedule.
We start off against Holly Pond, against one of my good friends, Will McDaniel in Holly Pond. He's done a great job there. So that'll be Friday. A jamboree game.
Yeah.
And just to kind of get it toned up and ready. And then you start with Susan Moore, who's going to be tough. They were tough last year. They're going to be tough this year. And our schedule week in, week out is going to be tough. But, it's tough for Locust Fork. It's tough for Westbrook. It's tough for Piedmont, Weaver, Ohatchee, Malenco, all these teams. So
there's no gimmies.
There's not, but there's no gimmies for those teams either. That they're fighting, and you got Welborn in there that's always tough. Got a great coach there, so we got to be on it every week, and we got to stay healthy and be physical too. So it'll be a tough task, but it's a fun task. If it were easy, everybody would do it, and not everybody's doing it. So.
And I tell everybody this. To me, football is one of the hardest sports because it takes a lot of training to get prepared from the weight room. Then in the summertime, it's the hottest time of the year. You're out there killing each other, running and doing all the things that you do. And then they ever play, somebody's trying to kill somebody, and it's just difficult. And it's a grind. But I really believe this, the kids that are dedicated to it, follow it through. First of all, there's a bond for life. Second of all, there is character building. You learn how to work, you learn team, and at the end of it, you've got great rewards, not just on the football field, wins and losses, but in life.
Football changes lives. It does. It's changed mine in many ways, and I've saw it change many kids' lives too.
No doubt about it. Well, I know this. JP Pennington is a great place. They got a great group of kids up here. They got great coaches, administration. It's just a great town of Bluffsville. And you got a good football coach here in Coach Cantrell. And we wish you and the Tigers good luck in this upcoming season. We'll be back with more after word from our sponsors.
Custom, precise, and built tough. That's the only way we do it at 2M Welding and Fabrication. We bring your vision to life exactly how you want it. From handrails and gates to trailers and structural projects. If it's metal, we make it custom. That's why we're one of the fastest growing fabricators in the industry. Built to match your standards and exceed expectations. Learn more and see our work at 2mweldingandfab.com. 2M Welding and Fabrication. Built 2M Tough.